Okay, I'm back. So I waited a few minutes, I checked the Twitch VOD. It doesn't seem to have been slapped yet, but we never know if something could happen later on. But for the time being, I'm just gonna do things as though like everything's okay for now until something happens, but I'm not happy that this game included a song that could get Twitch channels struck like that. And if mine is, I'm gonna file a report to Twitch and make sure that this gets fixed, whether by muting the VOD or anything else that can fix it, because I'm not gonna have my channel punished for something that Game Freak did that we didn't know about. That's absolutely uncalled for, and I'm not gonna let that happen to me. So, we'll see what happens. Probably give it a few hours or a few days, and if anything happens, then we'll do something about it. If not, then we'll just keep going like normal. And this leads down into the cavern, right? I think. Probably. Yeah, this goes down into the cavern, covered by the fog. Look at this from above, check it out a little bit. Yeah, I might be making a mistake by coming back down here immediately after I just finished the game, because there might be something even stronger here that I'm not prepared for, but we'll see. There's some Dreepy. I don't know what the middle stage is. It's Dreepy, then something, then Dragapult. But yeah, we still have future Pokemon in here. Future Paradox. I'm just gonna check out the area and see if there's anything else for me down here. Otherwise, I'll just leave and go do other things. There's the little thing. What do we got here? Yeah, we can just go back out that way. But we'll come back in here and check it out. That's weird seeing it from the inside like that before you walk in. Alright. So what can we do, if anything? We can take the elevator down again. Not a fan that it's just a white screen when you go inside. But either way. And we can come back in here. Hey, Chris. And it seems there is nothing in here. It's just the same area that you came into before and nothing's changed. The only difference is that the events don't trigger. How you doing, Chris? So I guess that's that. We'll just head back out. Tired? Me too, but I'm always tired, so... And back out we go. And there's nothing back here. Literally no interaction or anything. Okay. Iron treads. Iron bundle. Goodbye and Gibble. So, if Turo went back to the future, did he take the other Miraidon back with him? Yeah. That would be an interesting question. Morgabite and Gibble. Iron hands. Lots of iron hands and iron treads and iron, whatever it was. 30's kinda meh. Can't say I love being older, but what can you do? Not survive, nice. Iron jugular. Creepy. That sucks. So I don't know how much longer. Hey, that can hurt you too. I don't know how much longer I will be playing. And I just turned the stream back on after hoping that I didn't get that copyright strike, but we'll see how long I decide to play. Maybe another hour. Who knows? Iron treads, iron bundle. So you can just come back up here. Alright. Giraffe rig and rig giraffe. So you can easily just ride back up then. But you can just jump down from the very top and get all the way to the bottom instantly if you want to. Alright. I'm not really that interested in the giveaway. I didn't even know there was one, but if I really want a Steam Deck, I'll just buy one later. It's not a huge thing that I'm that interested in. Not really money bags. Like, I doubt I'd be able to afford it anytime soon, but I'm just not that interested. Like, I have 3 computers already, and one of them being a laptop, so I'm pretty well good right now. Iron Thorns, the Tyranitar. I mean, if it's $400, that's still pretty good for what's basically a PC that's a handheld console. And it's even x86, not ARM, so... But, either way. Who knows, maybe on my next tax return, if I wind up getting one, then I'll just use that to get the Steam Deck if I really care for it. Our giraffe is still psychic normal, so its type doesn't change from Girafarig. That's still pretty crazy though, that you can just jump all the way down from the top and get to the bottom of the cavern. This is a pretty place, all things considered. You can't get this to run over 30 frames. Honestly, not surprising, because the Switch is an ARM console. And x86 computers don't run ARM very well. So, yeah. In fact, the 3DS, being an ARM console, running an ARM emulator, runs better on the phone. On phones than it does on PC. They probably had a shit ton of like mods to it and all kinds of settings changes that made it run at 60, but you'd probably have to look it up, or maybe your PC's just not fast enough to do it. But I do know that x86 processors have issues running ARM emulators. It's weird. I didn't know that your body glowed like that. Yeah, overall this game is very not well optimized. And that's been a pretty well-known thing for a while too. I wonder if it's possible to just jump down here from the top. Jump into the crater and just get down here without having to go through the gate. I don't see really why you wouldn't be able to. I think I'm gonna try and do that. Just bypass the gate and jump down here. I wonder if I can climb back out. I can. So you can just do that. Cool. Alright, now comes the question of if you can jump in to the crater. I will just go to a different part of the mountain and see if you can do that. Is that a breviary? No, it doesn't look like it. No, that's a Garchomp. Shit. I'm not fighting a Garchomp right now. Look at that sky. Look at that sky. I'm gonna full screen this and take a little screenshot of that, because that's pretty. Take a screen cap of that. That's nice. I can also see the snowy mountain from over here. Alright. So that is the main city. I don't remember what it's called, but that's where you start the game. Where you can learn what? Alright, so with that, we will jump into the crater and see if we can get in without going through the gate. You can. So you can literally just jump down here from any part of the crater, any side of the mountain that you want. That's actually kind of cool. And apparently, since flying taxis do come down here, which is as stated by Arven, then yeah. I'm gonna try this from all the way over here and see if it works still. Because if it does, then you can just get into the crater from any part of the region, then that's actually pretty cool. Garchomp, do not come after me. Goodbye, cruel world. Yeah, it looks like you can just get in there from any part of the crater. So you didn't even have to worry about that. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. Then you can just climb back out. Alright. Good to know. And yeah, this place does have pretty good music, to be honest. Cool. Alright. So with that known, what should we do? I honestly don't know if there is a host game other than just rebattling the gems all over again. As part of your little inspection. I know it's just the game's excuse to say, hey, you can rebattle the gems, go do it. is there anything else that you can do? I actually think I'm going to look that up. Let's see. Scarlet Violet post game. What do you after completing the main story? Get the Master Ball. I did that. Catch legendary Pokemon. Yeah, I can do that. Complete the Pokedex. I'm not that interested in doing that. There are 400 Pokemon you can catch. I don't really care that much about that. Do the Academy Ace tournament. I could do that, but I'm not that interested. Unlock 5 and 6 star raids. How do I do that? By completing the main story and watching the credits roll, so that's already done. However, those hoping to unlock 6 star raids will need to go a step further. First, they'll need to unlock the Academy Ace tournament by beating all 8 gym leaders for a second time. Then they'll have to keep hosting 5-star raids until Jack calls to let them know that 6-star raids become available. Well, that's tedious. Tackle limited time terror raid events. The first 2 raid events feature Charizard and Eevee. I already did the Eevee. As well as 15 rare Pokemon, players can get a whole host of special items by completing terror raids. Did that. This includes Urban Mystica, which can be turned into sandwiches to increase the chances of players running into shiny Pokemon. Interesting. But other than that, pretty much all there is to do is beat the gym leaders again, compete in the Ace tournament, and just keep doing stronger raid battles. Terror raids. That's pretty much it, I guess. Have the highest peak. Do we want to see the highest peak again? Let's check it out. Saito Mountain. There's a bird perched up on there. Oh, that's a fucking gimmickle. Give me that coin. So, from here, you can see the moon, of course. You can look over there and see the Electric Gem City with the fucking ridiculous-ass streamer. Over there, you can see the starting city with the academy. You can see the little canyon between them. Let's see. That's the smaller town there. Fucking ghost dog popping out of the ground. I am not interested in fighting any of you. I really am not. Go away. I don't care. I ain't buying. You can see the other snowy city there. All of you, I swear to God, I will murder all of you. Shoot. Don't touch me. So you can see the other snow town there. Let's see, you can see the big lake and island where the false dragon titan is. You can see the desert over there with the water town next to it. And yeah, you can see all kinds of stuff. The draw distance of the map is actually really great. It's just the render distance of things sucks. And then there's the ocean. And if you go too far out, you just run into an invisible wall that keeps you from going further. And then down there's the ferry base. So yeah, you can see the entire region from here. Go away, Sneasel. It's actually a fairly well-designed map. Just if only it functioned better, it ran better on the Switch. Or just in general. There's a Terra Pokemon there. But yeah, I don't think that I'll honestly be doing the gym rematches anytime soon. Let alone the Ace tournament. Because I can guarantee those rematches are going to be a lot harder, even harder than I'm currently capable of dealing with right now. So I'll just postpone that for the time being until I decide that I actually care to do it. There's the Royal Lake. There's another Terra Raid Pokemon, or not Terra Raid, but Terra Pokemon. It's probably one of those fish. That was a Dratini that I passed. Yeah, it's one of the fish. Another Dratini. An asshole fish. Bolton Balooza. Fucking water gym leader. Yeah, I don't know what dragon shouts are. You're gonna have to explain that. Unless you're just referencing some other game. There's Goomy. Suicune. Yeah, they are. Huh. So you can get those here. Neat. Yeah, Tropius. There's the ice mountain up there that I just came down here from. Bye. This lake just leads out to the ocean, right? Yeah, it does. Alright. I suppose I'll, like, just check out more of the lake a little bit. So many Pokemon in the water, so many Gyarados all over the place, so many Sparklies. I'm just gonna start ignoring these Sparklies though, cause I just don't really care that much. Life Orb, huh? You just pick up a Life Orb randomly. That's a that's a 5-star. All right, interesting. Do not run into the fish. It's a Dreadnought. Goomy and Udra, or not, actually Goo. Good rain. Or restore. North Paldean Sea. That waterfall just leads out to the ocean. Just keep going west. Eventually we'll hit the border. And wild Pokemon who are obnoxious. Electric Eels! It's weird that Pokemon like that are just spawning all the way out here. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Did we... I don't know how to feel about this. Hmm. Hmm. I'm gonna save inbounds for a minute. And then try and go back out. You should not be able to do this. You shouldn't. Okay. Okay, maybe you can. You can't go further. Yeah. Still, the bound should be that line there, because that's usually what it is. I think they misdrew the map. Still, though, the fact that Pokemon can just spawn all the way out here, though, it's interesting. Electric Burp. I still want to catch those sometime. Just get the base form and then evolve it. It actually looked like a pretty neat bird. Actually, I think I already had the base form. That's about it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move all of these too, because they shouldn't be here. the ice dragon that I got. Bella there. I should move her to another box where my Pokemon are. Alright, now my boxes are sorted. Gigantic box of Eevees. Put Umbreon over here. I'm gonna be evolving him sometime. So let's check if I have the bird. The regional bird. Yeah, that's it. So that evolves into that cool little bird that I keep seeing. And back away we go. How far are we from the southern end? Can you stop closing things that I open immediately? Pretty obnoxious. I'm just gonna fly over here. See if I can jump off into the ocean from there. Can. Into the ocean we go. Away, away, away. Far away from the region. And into the ocean. You can tell when the game's trying to push you away from the boundary. And apparently said boundary is circular. And that's where the boundary curves off, so this is the furthest we can go. It's interesting to know that the boundary of this game is a circle and not a square. And it's not even consistent. Also, evidently, if you're too far out, you can't open up your map. Like, I'm pressing Y, and I can't open it. I have to go back in, further into the boundary. So that's interesting. If you're too far out of the boundary, you can't open your map. I've already gone all the way over here. What is over here, I wonder? Why is that part of the ocean dark blue like that? Is that completely inaccessible too? Or is that another zone of some sort? I'm just exploring right now, frankly. I'm highly curious. I am a highly curious Glaceon, and I want to know more. That's not what I wanted to open. Can I get to it, or are you gonna force me down? I can, in fact, get to it. Good to know. Now, where's that Gimmighoul? You're all the way on the ground floor, aren't you? Oh no, you're right there. Can I climb it? Nope. You are the dragon's breath, huh? You're the dragon's wings, huh? And what are you people? Except apparently dragon tamers. Hey buddy, let me around. Altaria, Swablu. Why do you have to have so many items? I just want to, like, explore, but you're giving me all these items. And apparently Terra shards that I'm just randomly picking up from the ground. Excuse me, buddy. Do you mind? 'Cause I do. Since you decided to do that, I'm gonna murder you now. With your friends watching. Yeah, you're not doing anything to me. Get lost. Bye. Anyways, as I was doing before I was so rudely interrupted. North Paldean Sea. It's not really safe to fly over the ocean in the middle of a thunderstorm. That just seems like a problematic thing to do. Stop closing. I'm trying to view the map. You fucker. So I will go... Is that really what that is? Just an empty area that I can't, like, explore? Is that it? I mean, it's a big mountain, but I can't climb it. Is that what you're telling me? You have this entire ginormous mountain that I just can't, like, climb at all. It's just completely inaccessible area. A part of the map that you guys didn't, like, make at all. Is that what I'm hearing? Or is this gonna be some DLC that you're gonna throw into the game later? I guarantee that's what it is. It's gonna be some DLC, and so it's not even coded into the game yet. But I'm willing to bet that some miners have probably, like, figured out what's here, if there's anything at all. There isn't even a battle tower in this game. That's pretty sad. Rare candy. Calm mind. That lagged though. Climb the mountain, climb the mountain, climb the mountain. Keep climbing, keep climbing. That's a raid. So let's save, since the game is evidently gonna crash pretty soon if I don't. Well, it'll crash anyways, but I won't lose anything. Giraffe rig, bug. 1,000 league points. The game is getting slower because it's loaded too much shit. Yeah, you can't climb that mountain because it's not coded into the game. That's pretty sad. Also, I'm pretty sure that this area was supposed to be traveled to and explored from over here. And not accessed from the ocean. I may have done something illegal there. That's a TM. Side shock, that's actually pretty good. I might actually want to put that on my Espeon, because that's a psychic move that subtracts from physical defense. That's a leaf stone. Yeah, they just have this entire boundary that you can't get past. Period. Yeah, that's another one of the Team Star bases. Pokédoll, huh? Up, guys. You and your Cyclizars. And back to another part of the mountain that we just can't climb because it's not coded into the game. I'm not going to stop ragging on that. We will eventually figure out what's on the other side of this mountain. Whether by a DOC or someone breaking into it somehow. We will find out. That's the Lightning City. I pretty much just climbed all around the entire area. Went up here to the ocean, came down here. Interesting. That's another Terra Pokemon. At this point, I'm more interested in just, like, figuring out, like, everything the game has to offer. Even if it's just random, nonsensical places to just wander around. Big Nugget. That is a free 10,000 Poke for me. Hey, Dragonite. A fully evolved Dragonite. That's a TM. Gimme. Gimme TM. Dragon Pulse, nice. Okay, this is definitely like a dragon area. We can Numble and Camerupt. And that is the Badlands. I suppose we'll go down there, sure, why not? That's the Electric City. I'll figure out the names of these towns and cities eventually. Got some Copperajah. The weird Galar snake. Yeah, pretty much all those areas that I was just at are areas that are only accessible by climbing, which is why they had Dragonite and all these high-level items and shit, like big nuggets and hyper potions and max potions, full restores and all that stuff. I wonder if I can land on these buildings. Oh, I am highly curious. These buildings are, in fact, able to be landed on. And there's items on top of them. Holy shit. They accounted for the fact that you can get to these buildings from the high mountains. Holy crap. So not only did they make them collidable, but they also put items on top of them. Because I don't think you can climb these buildings. You have to land on them from above. From that mountain. Holy shit, Game Freak. I mean, you still suck for putting a copyright song in this game, but holy shit, Game Freak. Actually, can you climb these buildings? Let's see. Yeah, you can't climb these buildings. You have to land on them from above. So the fact that they accounted for the fact for you being able to land on these buildings from these high mountains, that's actually, like, pretty interesting, I should say. And they put items on top of it that you can get to. And they made a part of the city that you can only access by flying. And then put rewards on there so that you, like, have something to gain out of just exploring like that. That's pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie. And there was another item on top of one of those buildings that I couldn't get to because I already landed further below. So I am going to do it again. I think it was actually these buildings that I had to land on. Hopefully I can get to it. Got it. So where was that item that I found right there? Was that the only one? Yeah, it looks like the only one. Is there another one over here? Because if there is, then I'll have a reason to go back up there and fly down here again. Doesn't look like it. It's just that one item over there. Alright. Grab that, hit point up, which is about fitting for some you can get by exploring. I wonder if there's anything on the other side over there. Hold on. I want to see if you can land on top of these buildings over here. You kind of can, sort of. Maybe I just landed wrong. But I'm gonna go over there. That's a raid over there too. I'm gonna mark this raid so I know exactly where I need to go. But I'm gonna try and land on the buildings on the southern side of the city. See if there's anything on top of those. Yeah, there's that raid that I saw. I might be totally about to break the game too. Because I'm loading so much of the area. I'm probably gonna have a memory leak. I should probably save again, make sure. My Pokemon are pretty close to 70s too. In fact, Farithris is at 70. Alright. So that is, I believe, the southern end of the city. Make it across the water. Do not fall down the waterfall, because it actually likes to pull you down. Mud shot. Don't really much care about that either. I don't know if I can make these jumps. I will make an attempt. And we will see if you can land on this building. You can land on that building. There are items right here. Got a zinc. I'm gonna bet that it's just gonna give you all the like stat boosting items. They really did not make the collision for this like good at all. That's a TM over there. What TM is that? I'm just fucking playing parkour on the top of the buildings. Thunder. I already had that TM, but that's fine. Alright, any items over here other than that other item behind me? No items there. So just this one down here. Calcium. Yeah, that's pretty much just giving me all the stat boosting items. That is fine. You're not going to be able to get here, are you? Nope. That is the end of my rooftop expeditions. And I don't think there are any other items on top of those other buildings. So, yeah. I pretty much got everything that I can from the rooftops. That's funny to say, too. I'm gonna go back there again and just make one final check. Can't believe they accounted for you going to the tops of those buildings from the mountains and checking. They really did just like try and make this game have as much exploration as possible. Even just completely pointless and random exploration. They gave you some rewards for. I just wish they didn't put so many other issues in the game. It's so good in so many ways, but it's so bad in so many other ways. I did not even notice all those Pokemon. I'm gonna check that other stream real quick. It still has not been copyright stricken. Okay. Maybe it won't. Maybe I'll be safe and fine and everything. But there is no way to get to the tops of those tall buildings there. Because even if you manage to like jump off of that really high up mountain over there, you're gonna wind up falling before you can glide all the way across. So there's no point. I don't think there are any items on those other buildings. Alright. So I got all the items that are here. I will just make an attempt to land on these buildings and see if there's anything here. That's still hella interesting. You wouldn't expect Game Freak to do something like that, but they did. I can't fault them for that. Forever falling! Because they didn't put proper collision on this. And if you fall so far... yeah. If you fall for so long, the game just automatically teleports you back to where you were standing last. I guess it has that kind of fail-safe, so if you encounter like a collision glitch and just fall indefinitely, then the game just teleports you automatically. These are the rooftops that I already explored. But yeah, there's no way to get to the top of that building. Because even if you manage to go all the way to that mountain, because you'll be gliding for so long, you won't be able to get across because it'll force you to drop back down. Which is incredibly aggravating, but what can you do? So there's nothing on top of those buildings. That mountain is straight north, all the way north. I'm pretty sure that mountain is this, right there. That tall mountain is this. And yeah, it is. Because I can see the mist from the river over there. So yeah. That's the river, and then that's the mountain right there. I'll make an attempt, but I guarantee you it won't be possible. But that's what I'm here for. Exploring, finding random shit in the game, and seeing what I can break. Pretty much. What does that say? One of the 10 sites in Paldea, Fury Falls. Furry Falls. The Falls of the Furries. This is where the furries go. Up and up and up we go. That was weird. Someone made a bunch of noise up on the upstairs. This is highly reflective and I don't know why. Why are you doing this to me? Why'd you do that? At least I can read me right on here. Fuck off. We will make an attempt to fly across, but I highly doubt it'll work. Yeah, we can see those tall buildings right there. But after just like, yeah, 5 or 10 seconds, you just start falling, and you can't stop that. Grab this item here. What's down there? That's a Hawlucha. That's a Noivern. Noivern and Noibat. I am back in the Dragon Forest. It's essentially a Dragon Forest, that's what I'm calling it. Because there are Noivern and Noibat there. And other really strong Pokemon. Alright. Yeah, see how far those buildings are? No, you're not doing that. Climb back on the mountain. So, yeah. There is no way to get to those buildings. You will fall before you get to them. I will show that off. Because you already start falling when you're not even like halfway across the Badlands here. So there's no way to get to the tops of those buildings. Even if you jump off that little cliff right there. The green cliff. You'll start falling, and I don't even think it's... Go away. I don't even think it's high enough to reach the top of those buildings. I think they might be taller. I'm highly curious about this though. You gonna explode on me? Oh, you just explode and that's it. It doesn't create a big boom or anything, you just blow up and then disappear. So it doesn't like blast me back or anything. Well, that's kind of disappointing, but okay. Fine. Super Potion. I will make an attempt. But I doubt it's gonna work. Killer beam and pull out the stake. These are probably gonna unlock like some legendary Pokemon somewhere if you pull all of them out. Alright, so the tall buildings right there. That is where I am aiming. I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to get to them. In fact, pretty sure I'm already starting to fall. Yeah. You start falling before you can even get to them. So there's no way to get to the tops of them. Unfortunate. But to be expected. There's like some amazing reward for getting on top of that tall building. In fact, I'm gonna Google it, because I am curious. The name of this city again? That guy's got a Rotom. Levencia. I will briefly load up a video, mute that, and see if there's any way to get there. There apparently is, but you have to really you have to run and really time your jump when you jump off that cliff that I jumped from. But it doesn't look like there's any items spawning on top of that building over there. The middle one. Tallest building of events, yeah. Someone has done it, but there's nothing up there. Oh yeah. No reward for getting to that building, but that's fine. Either way. I am still somewhat curious to do it myself, just so I can get a screenshot of myself on top of it. The tallest building in Levencia. And of course, since it's nighttime, all the lights are out. Let me out. Ian. Mine. Even though I don't really care about electric terrain. Regardless. I wonder if any Pokemon spawn on this. Probably not. Gotta love all those graphical glitches stuff. So anyways, with all that aside, we have been to the tallest peak in Paldea. We have gone to the tallest building that at least we can get to without spending forever trying to reach the taller one. Firestone. We're getting so many evolution stones. The moon over there. I wonder if the moon there is just a texture or if it's an actual object in the sky. There's the fire base. And a fire raid and the fire base. What do we got? No, that's dark, huh? I don't know what that Pokemon is, but it's a dark raid. That looks like an electric raid. An electric 5-star Gudra. I wish I could do that. But I can't. There's no way I'd be able to beat that by myself with 2 AIs. I can't. Hi Gasly. How you doing? And you're the pre-evolution of that car. And you just fade in and out. Got another raid over here. Looked like an ice raid, maybe? Looked like ice. Did not want you. Shoot. Wow, that's flying. That's also a 5-star Gardevoir. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we're not doing that one either. I hate how restrictive this game is when you're offline, though. Because if you're offline, you're not doing any of the 5-star raids, full stop. Because you're not going to beat them with AIs unless you... Maybe if you have like a level 100 Pokemon to use on them, but even then, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Game is chugging. Game is seriously chugging. Tech Tree Thicket. This is where some of the dark types appear. The sky looks so pretty in this game at night. I mean, it looked nice during the day, but I just like the nighttime more. What do we got here? I think that's a psychic type Vespiquen. 4 stars. That's a Pokemon. I keep mistaking those teeny tiny fucking Pokemon for, like, these. The little items on the ground. Tart Apple. Yeah, that's for the fucking Apple Dragon Pokemon. You can get a Tart Apple or the other apple to evolve it to different things. What do we got here? That's a ground type. I don't remember the orangutan Pokemon from Alola, but that's what it is. Gotta study hard. I'm sure you do. We got a TM here. Shadow Claw, that's pretty nice. If only there were certain... That's a raid Pokemon. That's a Grafaiai. That is a Bug Grafaiai. Got it. Not overly interested in fighting it, but I'll do it. Yeah, I think, Loon or whoever it was might have been right, where you can't accidentally kill a, Terra Pokemon. Yeah, when you get it low enough, it just deterrestrializes, and then you can catch it, and you can't accidentally kill it. But if you give it a status condition, well... tough shit. You just fucked up and you can't do anything about it. So don't give it a status condition, because evidently that's a glitch. Evidently Game Freak did not account for you accidentally giving status conditions to Terra Pokemon. Because the damage tick from status conditions won't cause it to deterrestrialize. You'll just wind up killing it. That's another Grafaiai. Just a non-Terra Grafaiai. Venomoth. That's back to the Electric City. So yeah, pretty much other than... Hey, that's a bottle cap, holy shit. So where do you hyper train in this game then? If we have bottle caps in this game, where do you hyper train? Probably at the academy would be my guess. Hyper training. Yeah. So let's see. An NPC in Montenevera near trees next to the Pokemon Center will max out your Pokemon's IVs in exchange for one bottle cap, which is effectively how hyper training is. For all of your Pokemon's IVs for one gold bottle cap, which is about the same too. Your Pokemon must be level 50 or higher for the NPC to agree to train them. So they don't have to be level 100 in order for you to hyper train them. You just have to get them to do 50. Alright. I do, however, want to know how to reset EVs, if you can do that. So I'll just look that up too. Resetting EVs of Scarlet Violet. I don't care to use berries for them. You can also obtain 10 of each EV berry from Dendra for clearing 151 rounds of the Emotional Spectrum practice. And one berry will reset 10 of your EVs of the stat. So there's no way to just flat reset your EVs. You have to use the berries in this game. At least until we get a DLC to do it. Stacks of berries can be found. God damn it. Stacks of berries can be found in Puerto Marinada. By defeating the water gym leader, you'll permanently unlock the auction minigame that can be played in the middle of the market. Be on the lookout for a vendor advertising the berry you want and agree to join the auction. You'll have to compete with others to buy the item. This can be tricky since NPCs won't clearly indicate when they're done bidding. If you play too cautiously, you'll lose the item altogether. The safest option is to pass on the third round of bidding, then keep placing bids afterwards. You can also turn off autosave, which I obviously do every time. Keep checking the market every day to see what items for sale, so you still have to randomly farm for the berries. There's no way to do it otherwise. So, Scarlet Violet has hyper training to max out your IVs, but it does not have any way to reset or max out your EVs other than the standard ways that Pokemon games have done. Hey, look at TM, Stealth Rock. Absorb bulb, huh? Alright. So, not gonna lie, that is very disappointing that they haven't implemented an EV training method in this game. The only way to reset your EVs is using the berries, which has been a thing since Gen 4, I think. And if you want to max out your EVs, well, you gotta spend $1 bazillion to buy the drinks and then just use them and then retrain for the last 2 EVs. Gotta say, I'm not a fan of that. Avalanche. Why isn't this glowing? Oh, because I already clicked on it. I've already been to that one. Alright, good to know. Do they really just lose their glow after you click on them? So that's what marks that you've been there before and done that? Interesting. I never noticed that before. Because generally when I click on a raid, I actually take part in it. But that's good to know that they've removed the glow when you've been there. So that you know. Let's check and make sure. Lying type Stantler, that's kind of cute. And then yeah, they just lose their glow. So when you approach them, they lose their light. And then that's that. Alright. Good to know. So yeah. Yep. So you can use the judge function in your status screen now. In the PC. No idea why you have to use the PC to do this, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, these will be the IVs that you have. And that'll tell you if they're good or maxed out, perfect, whatever, best. Heh, Earthrace has maxed out special attack IVs and special defense. Not bad. And then it'll also tell you if they're hyper trained. It'll say hyper trained on the stat. Alright. Good to know. And since I beat the game, I should have every TM on the shop. What are we missing? What's 57? And why don't we have it since we beat everything? Unless we just have to find it in the open area somewhere, somehow. And then it gets unlocked in the shop. That would be kind of stupid, but... whatever. Kind of funny that Vaporeon is shown for Grass Knot. We're missing 82 and 84. $90. $98. $34, $37, $40, $41, $42, $43. Good God. $49, $50. And then 53 all the way to 159. 161, 164. So yeah, we're still missing a lot of TMs. My guess is we're probably gonna have to find them, just pick them up somewhere. And then they'll appear in the shop. Found an item. Back to what we were doing. Thunderstone. So many evolution stones, good grief. Can't climb that wall, of course. Alright. Anyways. Yep. We are over here. So, down we go into the crater. And that'll immediately free up all the memory because it changed locations. Which should make the game less laggy. So yeah. Yeah. I think I might be about done playing for today. I beat the game, I beat the main story, I did the League, the boss of Team Star, Arven, I went into the Great Crater. I beat Turi, I think his name was, and got Miraidon to use in battle. And yeah. Did a bunch of exploring, broke the game a little bit, figured out many different places we could go to. So the only things that we have to do are the gym rematches and the Ace tournament. So we have to do the gym rematches and unlock the Ace tournament in order to get 6-star raids. And probably we have to do that in order to get the 7-star Charizard raid. I'm also curious though about the special names for your Pokemon. Pokemon titles, marks. Interesting. I'm gonna check on that real quick. Find a ribbon or mark. Leona the Paldea champion. I'm gonna check this. I didn't send my Pokemon out. Let's check this again. Yeah, it doesn't actually say your Pokemon. Yeah, you missed the end. Yeah, so pretty much that's all there is to do, is just do the gym battle rematches and the Ace tournament. I don't know if there's going to be DLC in this game. I have no idea what else they might add into the game, or if anything at all. But there's no battle tower. There's no way to easily EV train your Pokemon. You just have to use the drinks or fight wild Pokemon, and the only way to reset your EVs is to randomly farm for the berries to reset them. But that's it. You can hyper train your Pokemon by getting bottle caps and gold bottle caps. That's still a thing. They have to be level 50 to do it. And so that's pretty self-explanatory and simple. But aside from that, there isn't really anything else to do in this game. You just beat the 8 gyms, beat the league, beat the Titans, and then fight Arven, and then beat the bases and fight the Team Star leader. I forget the code name that she used, but it's Perry. And then you go into the Great Crater and beat Teru, and then you get Miraidon. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire game for the most part. I don't know if I will wind up streaming again. If I do stream again, it might just be me rebattling the gyms and that's it. But there isn't really anything else for me to do in the game other than just wander around aimlessly and fight Pokemon, catch Pokemon, go and do a bunch of raids and whatnot, and maybe try and get Charizard. But other than that, their game's pretty much complete. I have no interest in really completing the Pokedex. Maybe I'll do it in my spare time if I decide to, but other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. That is all for Pokemon Violet. The next time I do stream will probably be the next session of After the Storm, which will, let's see, be on the 20th. So next Tuesday we're not having a session. But otherwise, yeah, that's Pokemon Violet. That was done in about 5 streams, I think. Plus another stream just to wander around and explore. And yeah, I think that's all there really is to say. So hope y'all enjoyed. If I decide to stream again, then it'll just be me bullshitting around. Maybe I'll find another shiny, but otherwise, it was good playing the game. It was a pretty good game overall. Aside from, like I said, all the glitches and crashes and performance issues and lagging and freezing, frame skips. And the fact that Game Freak put a copyrighted song that can DMCA strike your Twitch if you stream it. I will check again to make sure my Twitch didn't get hit by that again, but yeah, it didn't. Copyright claims. Yeah, 0 copyright strikes. So, I'm probably okay. It's been a couple hours since that VOD was posted. So I should be fine. Maybe they stopped doing copyright strikes because so many people got it and so many people got pissed off about it. Which would be understandable because Game Freak put a song in that nobody knew would be copyright stricken. Nobody even knew was going to be in the ending credits. And it's bullshit that people should be punished for something they did that we didn't know about. So, if I don't get copyright stricken, then cool. But if I do, then I'll fix it. And aside from the fact that my top 3 favorite Pokemon in the game weren't in the game, Ninetales, Absol, and Mightyena, and the fact that all Dragon-type Pokemon except for my favorite Flygon Flygon's not in the game. It was a pretty good game. The music is pretty great. I mean, as most people probably know, Junichi Masuda did not compose the soundtrack for this game. He hasn't done a full soundtrack since, I think, Gen 5. He's been mostly just directing the games in Game Freak. We had Toby Fox doing some of the soundtrack. Obviously, he did the Terra Raid battle music and a few other tracks. But, yeah, the music overall was pretty good. This area music right here is pretty good. The story was alright. It is what you kind of expect from an open world game. Which, this game honestly tries to be open world. It succeeds in some parts, it falls flat on its face in others. It's still very railroady, because if you try and do the gyms out of order, you're gonna get your ass kicked. If you try and do the bases out of order or the Titans out of order, you're going to get your ass kicked. There's no way around that. There's no, the game doesn't set levels to your progress, so you can't just immediately go from starting out the game to go fight the final gym and expect to survive. That's not going to happen. Plus, there's a lot of places that you simply can't get to until you've gotten all the Titans, because they unlock your movement capabilities. So, you're not going to be able to get to the 8th gym until you've beaten, like, the 4th Titan so that you can fly. Or even the 5th Titan so that you can climb. You're simply not going to get to the 8th gym unless you do that. So, despite the way the game tries to tell you that, hey, you can do any of these in any order, you can just completely solo do the gym challenge and nothing else, you can't. You have to unlock your movement capabilities, and that requires beating the Titans. You can go the entire game without doing any of the team bases. That's entirely possible. But if you don't do the bases, if you don't do any one part of the game, then you can't go to the Great Crater and do the final part of the game. So you can basically do the League, and you can do the Titans. But if you haven't done, because it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, you have to beat a certain amount of Titans in order to get to all the gyms. You have to beat a certain amount of gyms in order to have Pokemon who can obey you, so that you can beat the Titans and the bases. And unlike other Pokemon games, they made it that it's no longer just traded Pokemon that are too high in levels that won't obey you. Even Pokemon that you caught won't obey you if you're too high in levels. Apparently. At least that's what I'm told. So, if you grind up your Pokemon and just not do any of the gyms, they're eventually going to stop obeying you, and then you can't do the Titans and you can't do the bases. So you still have to beat the gyms, you still have to beat the Titans, and then you can do all the bases, which, as I found out, the final base is actually the strongest part of the 3 stories. They have Pokemon that are in the mid-level 50s. And despite the fact that the last Titan is, like, I think level 60, you can still beat it if you're, like, in the 40 range. It's just going to be really hard. But you're not going to beat the level 50 base, the final base, unless your Pokemon are also in the 50s, because you're going to get your ass kicked, especially by their car. So, the game isn't as open world as Game Freak wants you to believe. When you start playing it, you'll find out how railroady it actually is. It tries to be open world, it isn't, but where it does succeed, it succeeds pretty well. The gameplay is pretty good. The fact that you can have following Pokemon is pretty great, even though still a lot of them can't keep up with you even when you're just running. Like, I had my Espeon fall behind and return to his Pokeball when I got too far away, and that's just gonna happen. Which also means you can't ride your Pokemon and have a following Pokemon because you're just gonna be too quick. You're gonna get away from them and then they're gonna return to their ball, so following Pokemon still needs a lot of work, and I don't think Game Freak's ever gonna wind up making it perfect, but it is what it is. You can interact with your following Pokemon, you can send them out to do quick battle against wild Pokemon for quick experience, even though the quick battles don't award you as much experience as regular battles do, but you can still kind of like chain them together and like beat hordes of Pokemon to get some pretty decent experience if you know where to go. The Pokemon interactions are pretty good. Like, you can talk to your Pokemon. Unfortunately, you can't like have them interact with wild Pokemon other than battling, but it is what it is. The way that they do their idle animations, like circling you and going to sleep and whatnot, is pretty cool. The picnic, I didn't really do much of the picnic. I didn't really get like any ingredients because I just wasn't that interested in making sandwiches. So I don't have many recipes. I don't have like any ingredients other than the base ones. And the interactions with Pokemon in your picnic are pretty neat. The fact that you can send them all out at once. I kind of wish you could do that. Just when you're traveling in the overworld, you can only do one at a time. I wish you could do all of them. You can probably actually send out Miraidon in the overworld and be able to just interact with it. So let's see if you can. You can, in fact, send out Miraidon, and she will follow you. Also, as I know, I do call Miraidon a female, even though it's technically genderless. Yeah, it's genderless. I will continue calling Miraidon a female. That's just what I'm gonna do. And yeah. When you do that, she just goes back to being a red Pokemon. And so yeah, that's pretty neat. What else is fair? But yeah, so the picnics are alright. Like I said, I didn't really bother doing sandwiches, but that's just me. Other people might like it. But then there's also the breeding. You can do breeding in the picnics, so you don't have to go to like a nursery or a daycare or any of that. You can just do it on the fly. But breeding is going to take forever unless you have the egg power-ups from certain meals. So you can like go to a certain restaurant in Paldea and see if you can get the egg power. Preferably level 2 because it's the fastest, but you can do level 1, it probably works too. And if you have the egg powers, then instead of taking like 10 minutes to get 1 egg, you can get like probably 10 eggs in a couple minutes, is what I heard and what I've experienced when I bred all 3 starters for Artemis. And so yeah, there's the breeding on the fly, there's the interactions with your Pokemon in and out of the picnic area, being able to do the quick battles. The quick battles in the bases were alright. I mean, there wasn't really much to them, and unfortunately they weren't as like actively engaging as they could have been. I don't think you can even like swap your Pokemon around to send certain ones out. But I could be wrong. I might do one of those base trials again just to see if you can. Maybe I missed something. But yeah, after those, doing the boss of the base and fighting their Pokemon in the car, it was alright. The fact that the day-night cycle is active in and out of battle and is faster than the real-time clock, so you can experience day and night anytime. You don't have to like play the game in the middle of the night when you should be asleep. So that's pretty nice. And then weather can be weather is active in and out of battle. So if you're doing a battle and it suddenly starts raining, well, your water moves are going to be boosted, your fire moves are going to be dropped. And they finally added a snow weather that you can activate using a move. So that's pretty neat. You don't have to just worry about hail. In fact, I don't even know if there's hail at all in the game. There might be. The Abominous snow warning might have just been overridden by the natural rain, but who knows. Gym battles are alright. I'm still not a fan of terrestrializing. I don't think I ever will be a fan of terrestrializing. If it was not having your Pokemon turn into crystals and have these dumb hats, I would probably like it a lot more, but just the aesthetic of it is what I don't like. The fact that you can have your Pokemon change types when terrestrializing is pretty cool, but I just don't like the aesthetic. I don't know who had the mind to make it so that terrestrializing turned your Pokemon into crystals and gave them these ridiculous hats, but I'm not a fan. But that's just me nitpicking. I'm pretty sure in the gameplay it'll actually be really good. Wolfie, the VGC champion, said that it could be really good. I don't know what he's saying about it now that the games are actually out, but we'll see. So, I'm not competitive, I'm not in any tournaments, I don't play the game competitively at all, so I wouldn't know, but there's that. In terms of the Titan Pokemon, those were interesting. I think they could have probably been done a lot better, but they were okay for what they were. I don't really have much to say about that. You fight them once, you get them down to low health, they run away, and then you go find them again, and they eat the Herba Mystica, and then you find them again in their superpowered form with Arven helping you. For the most part, Arven, like, pulled me through all the Titans, except for the last one when he just didn't do shit. And I had to somehow make my way through that Titan and the extra battle after it. So, that happened. I don't have much else to say about that. The league was fine. It was sort of just your typical league. You have your 4 trainers that have their own Pokemon types, and then you have the champion. I did not expect you to fight the chairman at the end. I expected you to fight Nemona and then maybe the chairman afterwards, but no, you have to fight the chairman first and then you fight Nemona. And the Nemona fight can just be done like at any point. You don't have to just immediately go from the chairman to fighting Nemona. You can like roam around Paldea, but once you get into the schoolyard, then you fight Nemona for that final battle. And then there's the final story, The Way Home. Being able to come down into the crater finally was pretty good. The fact that you can come down here from any part of the edge was pretty cool. I highly enjoy that, being able to do that freely and climb back out whenever you want. The place itself is just great. It looks beautiful. Like, this is clearly where Game Freak did most of the work on the game's like map. They put most of the work inside this crater area. The music of it is great. The exploration was pretty great. Just another little nitpick, I wasn't a fan of the fact that you can't send out your Pokemon while the following companions are talking. You can still like click on items and run into other Pokemon, but you can't throw your own out to follow you. But that's just a nitpick. The little story bit inside the crater was pretty good, if not incredibly predictable. Most of the game was predictable. I already knew that Penny was gonna be the leader of Team Star. It was super obvious. I knew from basically a few encounters through that the professor either wasn't gonna be like the professor either wasn't gonna be real and you'd have to fight like some big bad in his place, or that like the professor itself was the big bad. I didn't expect the AI. That was pretty neat, but it was still pretty predictable that the professor wasn't everything that they were saying they were, especially the fact that you never met them until then, until you got into the crater. I don't really have much to say about the future Paradox Pokemon. I know about the past Paradox Pokemon in Scarlet. And yeah, I didn't expect the big like final battle with the Professor AI going nuts and throwing out all these future Pokemon at you. Honestly, it would also be predictable. I just didn't really think about it. But if they're introducing all these Paradox Pokemon, and then of course they're going to make you fight them in the end. That's just how Pokemon games work. They always make you fight the gimmick. The Miraidon battle was pretty cool. Even if it was scripted in a way that if you didn't know what you were doing, you were going to lose. If you picked up on what it wanted you to do and you did those things, then you'd win the battle. And I picked up on that pretty easily, especially when I saw Endure in my moves list. I knew that I was going to have to use that eventually, especially since the other Miraidon had Taunt, which Taunt only lasts 2 turns. It was definitely a scripted battle. Their Miraidon used Taunt, you use a couple moves, you come pretty close to dying, and then their Miraidon starts powering up a super powerful move, and then you have to endure it. And then I knew that because my Miraidon had Terra Blast that I would eventually be using that, which after you endured the hit, you terrestrialize your Miraidon, becomes Dragon type, and then you use a super effective Terror Blast on the other Miraidon to beat it, especially the stat boosts that you get. That entire battle was scripted, but if you didn't know what to do, you would lose it. So, pretty neat overall. It's neat that you had to actually think about what you were going to be doing. So, if you didn't endure, you were going to lose. That much I knew. And, yeah. Other than that, that battle was basically the climax of the story. And then you got Miraidon to use in battle after that. Did not expect the professor to just poof themselves into the future and turn off the time machine. I don't really have much to say about that. I don't really have a big opinion on it. It is what it is. It's kind of neat, but yeah, it is what it is. And then obviously I already bitched enough about the credits being copyright music that I had to mute. But other than that, as is typical for the Pokemon games, after like, frankly, past Gen 5, from Gen 6 onwards, they stopped really having a post-game, which is incredibly disappointing, but there's not much you can really do about it. Scarlet Violet's post-game is incredibly underwhelming, since all it is rebattling the gym leaders and fighting the Ace tournament, but I'm holding out on the hope that they do give some DLC. Hopefully free DLC. Hopefully not DLC that you have to throw more money to Nintendo to get. But I'm not putting much hope on that. You're probably gonna have to pay for it like you did in Sword and Shield with the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. You had to pay $30 for that. I still hope that they add more Pokemon into the game. I really want my Ninetales, I really want my Absol, I really want my Mightyena, I really want my Flygon. Put them in the game, Game Freak. And if you do that, then maybe I can enjoy it a little more. I do know that once Pokemon Bank opens up for Scarlet Violet, that you'll be able to bring over your Hisuian Pokemon to the game. So you can have Hisuian Samurott, you can have Hisuian Zoroark in the game and be able to use them. And you'll also be able to have the original forms of those Pokemon. So you can have regular Samurott and Zoroark. Of course you can get Zoroark anyways, just in the base game, but you can have Decidueye and Typhlosion. I fully intend to bring my Hisuian, Typhlosion, and normal Typhlosion over to this game to have them. And my Hisuian Samurott and Zoroark and just all of them. I don't know how many of the legendaries are in the game. I hope that they have Latios and Latias, but I don't think they do. But we'll see when Pokemon Bank opens up, and we'll see how many of the Pokemon we can bring over. I also hope that if you put a Pokemon into this game, that it won't be locked to this game and you can't put it back into your Gen 8 games, because that'll piss me off if it happens. What else? Because I do know, in fact I'm pretty sure, if you bring a Pokemon over from Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu into Sword and Shield, that you're not going to be able to put them back into Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I just hope that they don't make it so that if you put a Pokemon in Gen 9, you can't put it back into Gen 8, because that's going to split up my Pokemon, and I'm not going to be happy about that. So, don't do that to me, Game Freak. And we'll see what they do in the future. Hopefully they put more Pokemon into the game. They did that in Sword and Shield. Hopefully they add new stuff to the game with DLC and patches and fix all the bullshit that they have with the performance and glitches and crashing and all that. This game was definitely not polished. What can you expect when they throw out a AAA game every single year? But that's just gonna go into me bitching more, so. I think that's really all I have to say about this game. It was a good experience. It wasn't a great experience, and there were a lot of things that I did not enjoy. But for being a mainline Pokemon game, it's definitely a step up from Sword and Shield by far. They finally put in Z-axis so that you can jump and fly around. I just kind of wish you could jump when you're off your right Pokemon, but it is what it is. The exploration is great. There's so much to see on the map, and it's not just one big open empty map with no Pokemon or anything in it, and a lot of the Pokemon actually like interact with you a little bit more, and you can see them sleeping, and you know, they feel a little bit more lifelike. They're still not completely lifelike, and they also have some serious pathing issues, running into just obstacles and continue running without any direction. Your following Pokemon have some pathing issues too, but it's to be expected. It is still Pokemon. And the various Pokemon that spawn inside of mountains and out of bounds is just flabbergasting how bad that is, because you find so many Pokemon that are just stuck in mountains and stuff and can never get to you. So that's gonna take some work. I don't think they're ever gonna fix that, to be honest, but we'll see. So yeah, it was a good experience. Sorry it took me so long to finish it. I was busy with a lot of other things and whatnot, but yeah, decent game overall. Definitely a step up. They definitely took a lot of things from Legend of Arceus and put them into this, which was to be expected. So that's pretty good. I just wish they could have done better with things and not made decisions that they did to make me not like the game. But like I said, it is what it is. The game is what it is. Nothing to be done about it. We'll see what they do. And overall, I did enjoy it myself with it pretty well. And I will probably continue playing this, just not on stream, because there's not really much to show unless I just want to pop in on a stream someday and just screw around, and that would just be basically me chatting with people, and that's it. So aside from all that, yeah, that's all I really have to say. And like I said, the next session of the campaign will be on the 20th, so look forward to that if you are one of those people that watch my campaign. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed. So, later.